Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
It is indeed, and I always get happy when folks come into the studio and hang out with me. And today we have an entrepreneur who makes organic vegan bath and beauty products with a shea butter base. Her motto, if you can't eat it, you shouldn't put it on your skin. Marianne, the body butter lady, good morning.
Good morning.
That's your official title, the body butter lady?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
almost like being a superhero when folks in the community give you a nickname, right?
I know. That's how the brand came about, because I didn't have a name or nothing. I was just whipping shea butter on Venice Beach on the boardwalk and then selling it. And people, when they will come on the boardwalk looking for me, they will ask for the body butter lady. They got me that name. I said, I'm going to embrace it. And then I use it as my brand.
The body butter lady it is. And it seems like with a lot of the entrepreneurs that I talk to, things like that, all my friends wanted me to do their makeup, or all my friends asked me to cook this particular pie, or everybody on the boardwalk was looking for the body butter lady, that it is sometimes the community that pushes us even further into entrepreneurship than we had originally planned to go.
Yes, indeed. Yes. And then that's how it happened with me. Because when I first got here, I had like very bad eczema. My hands would be like cutting up for the eczema flare up. So, but because back home I never had that, because we were using, the shea butter. My mom would make stuff, mix
Back
it up.
home.
Senegal, West Africa.
Senegal.
Yes.
I have been there before. Wow.
Yeah?
I loved
Cool.
Senegal. Senegal was one of my favorite places.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know what? This is going to sound crazy, but the Senegalese people had the most beautiful skin.
Thank you.
So flawless. So
shea butter.
Shea butter.
We use like when the baby is born, like we put shea butter. We massage the babies with shea butter from when they were born until they get to like maybe 6 months. They get a daily massage, but with the shea butter.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I wish I would have known that before I had my kid. I would have been, let me put all this shea butter on this little man.
Yes.
So basically you came to the United States. Did you not know did you have a plan, or?
I had a plan. Well, actually what I was supposed to do, I was supposed to come find some partners and then to provide shea butter for them in bulk. And then life happens. I met my husband, got married, stayed, and then, but I wasn't planning on doing nothing on shea butter, just be the procurement,
like an import-export type
thing. But then people start saying, you have a beautiful skin. What are you using?
You do, yeah.
I say, I use my own products. I make my own products from my mom's recipe. We want to try some too. So I will give some to friends and family. And then people will say, I will buy some from you. And then so that's how I started, in my kitchen, like that. And then I start taking it to the boardwalk. Because I was working, and then when I had my daughter, I couldn't be working in an office anymore. So I said, okay, let me try something entrepreneurship, because I didn't want my daughter to be grown from babysitters.
Yeah, that French accent.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was so mad at myself for not learning French before I went to Senegal. But where can we find this now? Is it still on the boardwalk? Where?
Oh no, we have a store now. We, like I say, we graduated from the boardwalk. Yeah, we have a store in Inglewood on Market Street. It's at 320 South Market Street in Inglewood. On Market and Nutwood, between Hillcrest and Nutwood on Market Street in downtown Inglewood. And we are open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. And then on Sundays, we're still doing Melrose Trading Post on Melrose and Fairfax. Every Sunday we are there from 9 to 5. And we've been there for like 15 years.
Wow.
Also.
So this body butter is flying off the shelves.
Yes, definitely. It's flying off the shelf. People love it. And then every time, what makes me really happy and proud is like when I go somewhere and somebody say, "Hey, the body butter lady, how are you?" And then hug me. I'm like, "Oh my God." Yeah, so LA, I got like
so you're famous. I mean,
in LA.
Okay,
yeah.
well, same. It seems like the body butter, well, let me say shea butter. Like you do see shea butter products at lots of different festivals. You see it at, health food stores and incense stores and all over the place. So it seems like it would be a very competitive market and hard to stand out in that.
It's a very competitive market if you're doing the same thing than everybody else. But that I knew that from the get-go. So from start, I was doing the same as everybody, and I said, no, I have to mark myself out of the, like be different from everybody else. So what is different from everybody else is our shea butter. We don't add nothing else because some people add oil to make it softer, and then it becomes too oily on the skin. But we use 100% shea butter. We got it down. It's like a method that we use. We use only shea butter, and so it's really good on your skin. It's soft, and it stays soft the whole time, like for years.
So it's just the way you handle it or process it.
Yeah, the way that we process
you
it.
don't add things, and then you said it's organic.
Yes, it's organic and it's edible grade.
Which is a different type. It's a different level of shea butter. I mean, you said your motto is if you can't eat it, you shouldn't put it on your skin. And we could literally eat your product.
Yes, you can literally eat my product. Yes, and then even for our hair oil, what we use is like just. For example, we use argan oil. Argan oil is edible grade. Jamaican black castor oil, you can drink it. We use neem oil. Neem oil, it's edible grade. Shea butter oil. All the product that we use. Avocado, we use avocado oil. We use olive oil in some of our products. So all our whatever we make, except the soap, of course, whatever we make is edible grade.
So you got a whole big line of products now.
Yes,
definitely. Can folks order it online, or they need to go to Inglewood?
No, they can order it online at bodybutterlady.com. Yes, and we are open 24 hours there.
Bodybutterlady.com, obviously, that's still your brand, but clearly you've moved beyond that. I mean, you mentioned neem, you mentioned argan oil, so lots of different products.
Yes, we have a lot of different products because what we understood is that you don't need to just offer body butter, but you have to branch out on other stuff so people can get their whole beauty regimen in one place.
Yeah, I see you got hair food.
Yes.
You have lots of different things, beauty kits, deodorants, body scrubs, skin problems, bath oil, lip care.
Yes. We have lip oil and then we have lip scrub. So because what we understand is like the lips, most of the time people don't really, they just put like a lip balm and then this lip balm, most of them are like made with like stuff that will actually block your lips. So we use lip oil because back in the days, everything is like, I'm using everything, the system that we used to use back in the days. We never use like butter for the lips, but we will use oil for the lips, and then that's better for the lips. And then also the lips gets like this layer skin that you need to scrub
Like
off.
dried skin, yeah.
Yes, dry skin. So you need to scrub. So you do the lip scrub for that. Yeah.
Exfoliation.
Exfoliation. You need to exfoliate.
And
yes.
I will also mention for those listening that the price point is nice. They're not exorbitantly expensive. Your products.
No, it is not, and that's also a thing because we want to be able to get our customer base to afford it. Our price haven't really derived from when we started to now. It hasn't gone too much higher. We're just trying to do the best possible, of course, but we have to make some profit. So, but the best price possible at a reasonable profit where anybody can afford it. From $5 a bar of soap to, well, it gets too higher when the family size, and we know that a lot of people have a big family and then they want to use it. So we have now family sizes that goes to like $65 to $75 to $90.
Right.
But that's a big family size.
Right.
Yes.
Well, okay. So I know it's a good wealth building Wednesday when I start shopping on the website during this show. But Marianne, the Body Butter Lady, bodybutterlady.com. Or folks can go to the store in Inglewood at 320 South Market Street from 11 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday.
Yes.
Or they can find you out and about.
Yes, we do some events right now.
Here and there.
Yes, here and there. Right now we're doing an event in Leimert Park at Aziz Gallery.
Oh,
and
nice.
we will be there until March 2nd. And we will be there every day from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Wow, that's good
Yeah,
hours.
yes.
So March 2nd. So right around the corner.
Yes.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Congratulations to your mama for making the first formula.
Yes, thank you. And then I wanted to say one more thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the extension of the Body Butter Lady also, we have a wellness center now. It's called Serenity Lady Wellness Center. And it's still, they both in the same space where we sell different kind of herbs, teas and herbal remedies. Yes. So, and then any kind of ailments that you might have, you come and you tell us, and then we can concoct you a recipe that you can use as a tea to help you in your healing journey. We cannot heal everything, but we can help you. Yeah.
Indeed. So it sounds like we could go by the store.
Yes.
And find out that the Body Butter Lady is also the Serenity Lady.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, and congratulations, and thank you
Thank you.
for everything you're doing.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
It is the perfect time to call me now. We're talking. That's what we're doing. We're talking 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
I have a dream today.
They said it couldn't be done. They said we wouldn't make it. But history had other plans. This February, KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates the dreamers, the doers, and the breakthrough makers of Black History Month. Your station, your stories. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. For up-to-the-minute info on distribution hubs, help, and volunteer opportunities in the Altadena area, please visit Neighborhood Servants or Pasadena Community Coalition on Instagram. The Wild Seed Collective is offering free grant workshops to businesses impacted by the LA wildfires. Find them at wildseedcollective.com. Fuller Psychological and Family Services is offering 12 free therapy sessions to people impacted by the fires who are unable to access care. Contact Executive Director Dr. Ted Koss at tedkoss@fuller.edu. Grief and Hope, the LA Art World Mutual Aid Relief administered by The Brick, is offering help to artists impacted by the blazes. Info is available at the/brick.org. On Instagram, Mutual Aid LAN is updating a Google Sheet in real time with locations, verified GoFundMe sites, and current resources. If you haven't done so yet, it's still a good idea to sign up for Notify LA on your phone for fire alerts and updates. Praying, advocating, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
I think we can definitely start calling it a coup now. If you guys haven't been calling it a coup before, you say, no, but Dominique, he was duly elected as president of the United States. And that may be. I say maybe because we are, we factor in voter suppression, mis and disinformation, foreign election interference, and possibly domestic election interference. Who knows? But I know we're not them. We're not MAGA. We're not going to run around lying and crying without evidence for years, saying stop the steal. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what has happened since the 20th of January. I'm talking about Elon Musk being appointed as a dictator sidekick supervillain. I'm talking about the usurping of the power of the purse from Congress. I'm talking about the directives to shut down agencies, which the president, the executive branch, does not have the power to unilaterally do. I'm talking about the absolute ignoring of the judicial branch in some cases and the stated intention to ignore it in others. And now this new executive order of yesterday, where the president basically signed an order making himself an emperor. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. So this executive order, which seems illegal to me, gives the president more power over agencies like the Food and Drug Administration, like the Environmental Protection Agency, regulatory bodies that are meant to be independent from the executive branch so that they can function in the best interests of the American people. Well, this executive order says from now on, these agencies have to submit their plans for regulations to the White House, and that the president has the power to eliminate anything they do that doesn't match his or her agenda, and that the president can stop agencies, regulatory bodies like the Consumer Protection Agency, can stop them from spending money that the president decides in his whim du jour is not in alignment with his priorities. So it would give, or it, I guess, purportedly gives the president total power over regulatory bodies that are meant to be independent, and it further erodes the power of the purse, which is a congressional superpower, because if Congress says, okay, we're going to give this many millions to the Food and Drug Administration to make sure these big corporations are not poisoning you, and then the president decides that's not in alignment with his vision, he then can stop that spending, which means that Congress really didn't have the power to allocate that money at all, because the president can turn around and unallocate it. You know, if he wakes up on the poison food is good side of the bed, or if he wakes up on the, you know, drill baby drill side of the bed. So it is and, you know, I don't know if this is a test balloon or if this is just the next step in a fast-moving administrative coup. What do I mean by that? Obviously, he's not marched troops into the Capitol this time. He hasn't repeated January 6th, although he has his army on standby. But he has, through executive order after executive order after executive order after executive order, and through the creation of a department that says it's not a department, even though it's moving like a department and cutting other departments, and a head of a department that told the courts he's not the head of a department because he doesn't want to have the responsibilities or the thorough vetting of the head of a department. These are all things that are part of, you know, a fast-moving paperwork coup. Why do I call it that? Well, they don't need a military coup. They don't need the Proud Boys right now. They just need Elon and his band of tech bros to go in, get all your information, move all the money around, stop the flow of resources and funding that is keeping HIV and AIDS under control, keeping the research going on things like Mpox and bird flu, which could be the next epidemic or pandemic, that keeps the money flowing so that, as I always say, you break it, you buy it, meaning we went in there, we did regime change, or we wrecked your country on one or another project of American empire, and then we're going to go back in and at least feed you or try to do a little bit of rebuilding so that you won't hate us quite as much. And that is part of soft power. It's part of what keeps this nation in power and in high regard in the world. You know, maybe you don't care about that. Maybe you're just like, let it all burn. Well, the problem with that is people go hungry, people spread diseases, people actually die as a result of these policies. That is a coup, because that is not the system of government that we have been accustomed to, or that we have said repeatedly that we stand on, or that our Constitution says that we represent. So you could elect a guy, and even if you concede that he's duly elected, for the sake of argument, not saying that I concede that, but for the sake of argument, you say you concede that he was duly elected. When he and his band of oligarchs and Project 2025 goons come in and effectively change the system of governance through their actions, through their moves, and through their total disregard of the power of the judicial and congressional pieces of the co-equal system, bodies of government, the checks and balances, as it were, that is also a coup. Without the permission of the American people, you are changing the system of government. Maybe we've always been a little bit oligarchy light. One could certainly make that argument. Maybe we've always been fascism light, but it's not light no more. And so that is why I think we need to stop saying we're triggering a constitutional crisis and wake up and smell the crisis. It's now. It's here. It's not in the future. We in it. News, traffic, and sports, then more. Only right here, KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. 86-year-old Andrew Lester, charged in the shooting of black teenager Ralph Yarl, avoided trial by agreeing to a plea deal for lesser charges. He pleaded guilty to second-degree assault, avoiding the original felony charges. President Trump suggested Ukraine started the war with Russia, dismissing complaints about Ukraine's exclusion from peace talks. He criticized Ukraine for not ending the conflict, while President Zelensky insisted no decision can be made without Ukraine. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has a court appearance today regarding dropped federal corruption charges. The DOJ's decision caused backlash and resignations. Adams denies making a deal with the Trump administration. Governor Hochul is monitoring the situation. And Glorilla, D'Angelo, Lenny Kravitz, and Meek Mill will headline this year's Roots Picnic Festival happening May 31st through June 1st in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
If you or someone you know is affected by the Los Angeles wildfires, you are not alone. No matter how sad, scared, or heartbroken you feel, Cal Hope is here for you and all those affected by the devastating wildfires. Find free, safe, and confidential mental health support at calhope.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers are facing the prospect of not having LeBron for tonight's home game against Charlotte. Soreness in LeBron's left foot and ankle forced the Lakers to list him as questionable for the team's first game in the second half of the season. The soreness led LeBron to sit out Sunday's NBA All-Star game in San Francisco. The Lakers play at Portland Thursday night. It's unlikely the 40-year-old LeBron will play in back-to-back games. The Lakers are at Denver on Saturday. A positive sign for the Lakers tonight is the increase in minutes for Luka Doncic. Doncic averaged 23.5 minutes in his first two games with the Lakers. Now that Doncic has recovered from a strained calf muscle, Lakers coach J.J. Redick said the minutes restriction on Doncic will be lifted. Look for Doncic to handle the ball a whole lot more if LeBron does not play. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, well, it is always a good time to call me, but especially now. And the number is 800-920-1580. The headlines roll in. I stand by what I said yesterday, which is that you are not obligated to follow every single one of them. But we are certainly paying attention. And 800-920-1580 is the number if you want to weigh in. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky says Trump lives in disinformation world. The president said that Ukraine started the war with Russia. Wow. The whoppers are getting bigger and bigger. And this is, this is what we started talking about yesterday, where the new Republican MAGA, new Confederate Party, is definitely lining up with Russia. It's so funny. I'm laughing because of all the witch hunt accusations and complaining that the president did in his last term about his accusations of his supposedly cozy relationship with Russia. But this is disastrous for Ukraine, and again, we shall see. Judge Chutkan ruling that yesterday that she will not block Elon Musk and the Department of Grifters for Elon from getting data systems in a bunch of different federal agencies. She said that, and this is her response to a group of Democratic attorneys general from the states who are trying to stop the defunding of everything. She says that they haven't proven harm. They're just speculating, basically, is what she's saying. And she also said she was skeptical about the way they're framing Musk and his role in that department. But it's disappointing because she says that states haven't shown they'll suffer imminent, irreparable harm without a restraining order. It baffles my mind. I mean, if you defund everything, how is that not irreparable harm? She says that the state's case against Elon Musk is strong, but argument's not good enough. I don't know. I'm not a judge. Maybe I need to get one in here. But it seems to me that defunding everything is going to cause widespread harm. So we'll keep our eyes on it. That's what we can do right now. Okay, on yesterday I said I was going to talk about reparations in the state of California because we are facing a deadline at the end of this week for legislation. Last week, I reached out to every state legislator who represents Southern California, because that's where I'm based, and that's where I have the relationships, or had the relationships, to reach out. And in a stunning turn of events, I reached out about, the deadline and what is happening, because we were promised in writing by the California Legislative Black Caucus that they would reintroduce at least one of the two bills that they killed, the one to create a Freedmen's Bureau. There was some indication that there could be other kinds of legislation, including a funding mechanism. Those are the two bills that they failed to bring to the floor last time. And I just reached out asking for an update. Where are we with new reparations legislation? Similar to what was killed last session. Where are we with the allocation of dollars, with these possible bills? And in something that, it's pretty unusual, I got to say, I didn't hear back from anybody except for one legislator. Nobody. Crickets. That is very interesting. Who did I hear from? Y'all be mad if you want to, but the truth is the truth, and I'm never going to stop saying that because it's actually my job. That legislator would be Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, who reached back and said, basically, it's not over. That, well, I should be precise in sharing what he said rather than paraphrasing. That even if the deadline comes and goes and a bill is not introduced that we are looking for, it doesn't mean it's dead because spot bills can be introduced. And of course, he reminded me of his bill, AB 7, which has been widely criticized, but a critique that I happen to not agree with. But it's been widely criticized for being, people say, not reparations. But if you look at the reparations task force for the state of California, their recommendations, they have recommendations in every area, including education. That bill would give priority to descendants of slaves in this country. So it's a lineage-based bill that would give education admissions priority. It's not a check. I know a lot of us want a check. And I do believe the government needs to cut the check on every level. From a city level like Evanston, Illinois, all the way up to the federal level. Right now, we're in the middle of an administration that's highly unlikely to cut a check. They won't even cut the checks for the stuff they've already committed to. But that doesn't mean we stop fighting for reparations. Not at all. What it means is we have to take different approaches, different tacks. We look to city, we look to state, we look to county, private business, although it's hard to imagine doing DEI doing reparations when they won't even do DEI. But it doesn't matter if you can imagine it or not. We keep the pressure on. And we look at educational institutions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, I believe AB 7 is actually a good bill, possibly a great bill, because of what could happen when these Republicans attack it, which they undoubtedly will. They don't even want you to have a black student union or a black dorm. So they definitely don't want you to get to the front of the line. They're going to say it's DEI or whatever the hell they say it is. But it could actually test this idea of lineage, the theory of lineage, which the California Task Force lands heavily on in their report, in their work. Will it hold up in court? Will they dismiss it as a proxy for race or come up with some other kind of justification within the lie of white supremacy that tells you why you can't have nice things, you can't have anything? Is that enough, though? No, of course it's not. We were promised something similar to Senator Bradford's bill to create a Freedmen's Bureau, a bureau to help people determine eligibility and manage and administer any other reparations programs that come forward, including cash payments. This is what legislators said they were going to bring forth. They put it in writing. They put out a statement when they failed to bring those to the floor. This was a betrayal and a tragedy. And now, so far, I mean, we still have to the end of the week, but it's not looking good right at the moment. And Assemblymember Bryan's point is taken around a spot bill. But if I made a promise to do something in the next legislative session, I would think I would do it before the deadline. It also feels like an even greater tragedy and betrayal in this moment in time, because now we are inside the new Confederate Republican Party. We are inside the new MAGA administration. And it feels like it would have been a much more opportune time to pass those bills last session when we had the votes. Even if Governor Gavin Newsom had vetoed them, which we can't predict, he certainly vetoed another important bill on reparations. But it feels like a huge missed opportunity. Not that Trump can veto that. It's a state legislation. They could still do it. And I wish that they would. But the environment now feels much more hostile than it did even on August 31st. We haven't forgotten. No one's forgotten. We're waiting. We're watching. And people are advocating. And I believe we will get this done. But it's looking right now, I don't want to be premature in saying so, but it is looking like a promise not kept. Please, I would love to be wrong. CLBC, I would love to be wrong. But it is looking like a promise not kept. It is looking like a lie told to the community in the form of a press release. That's what it's looking like. Doesn't mean it's over. It's not over. But I'm telling you, based on the outreach that I did, the research that I've done so far, and what we see with our own eyes right now, that's where we are. We won't give up. Happy Black History Month from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I joined the military for my kid and his mom. I miss my son a lot. One of the things with the military is tobacco, but I saw a lot of people try to deal with mental issues. Everyone's vaping constantly. After my first hit of a vape, I was hooked like that. Once I got back home from my deployment, I caught my son trying to hit my vape. That was it. I had to quit.
Californians are beating big tobacco. You can too. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like it inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
I have a dream today.
From the inventors who transformed our world to the activists who changed our nation, their stories shaped America. This February, KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates Black History Month with powerful conversations, untold stories, and voices that need to be heard. Join us all month long for special programming that honors the past while inspiring our future. Black History Month on KBLA Talk 1580. Our history, our voices, our time.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom,
She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Time is up. The IRS is in full collection mode for 2024, issuing liens, levies, and garnishments to anyone who has a past tax debt or unfiled tax returns. Don't wait till it's too late. Your paycheck and bank accounts are at risk of being seized. Call now and stop the collection process today. If you're living check to check, no matter how much you're making, you still may qualify for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. It's just a 5-minute call to get your options, and it's free. If you owe back taxes, have years of unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to sleep better, business or personal, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief while there's still time. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and tough. This veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. The call is free. Call their hotline number now, 800-652-1714. That's 800-652-1714. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-652-1714 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Going back to Cali. No, I don't think so. I do want to remind our delegation, our KBLA delegation, that the failure of the California Legislative Black Caucus, it does not mean that California is not still acting as a template, right, for reparations. It is still important. The bill that Isaac Bryan put forward this session, even the little weak apologies of last session, the fact that we are having this conversation, the fact that the legislature did appropriate $12 million during a budget crunch, all of these represent the fruits of our labor, of talking about this, of walking about this, of testifying about this, of standing up a commission. The Tulsa City Commission on Monday now recommending, it's called the Beyond Apology Commission, which I love the name of it. They announced that they're recommending $24.9 million for race massacres survivors, descendants of victims, and North Tulsans who live in relevant areas that have been there for a while for home and land ownership, home improvements, and area development. So this is similar to Evanston. And even though education and financial compensation were the top polling areas of repair from the 2023 report, they picked housing because the city has sales tax revenue available right now for housing initiatives. So that is similar to Evanston, which is, okay, where's the money? They took their cannabis revenue. Okay, here we have some housing revenue. How can we steer money that we actually have to a reparatory recommendation by the city commission? And they're saying it's just a first step. This is not the beginning and the end. This is where they want to start. Of course, this is from the aftermath of the Black Wall Street, Greenwood, where a white mob attacked a thriving black community and killed hundreds of people. And the mayor says, you know, he's looking forward to reviewing the recommendations and seeing if and how they can be implemented. There, Mayor Monroe Nichols is his name. City of Los Angeles just released our reparations report. It's powerful. I suggest you read it. It's done by the LA Civil Rights Department. And I think about, this is a little over a week ago that Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley and Senator Cory Booker reintroduced H.R. 40 for a federal study on reparations. And how brave do you have to be? How courageous do you have to be? How committed do you have to be to go ahead and introduce H.R. 40 in the middle of a time where they're literally outlawing black studies, black dorms? They're going after the sororities and fraternities. That letter that went out to schools saying you'll be defunded if you do DEI stuff, it includes sororities and fraternities. Divine Nine, where you at? So in this environment, to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put forth HR 40. It's powerful. In this environment, for the Beyond Apology Commission in Tulsa to say, you know what? We want to start with close to $25 million in housing repair. For this LA Civil Rights Commission to be brave enough to step up and say, you know what? We're releasing our report, even though we know that the current new Confederate Republican Party, the MAGA Republicans, could just as easily come after and try to outlaw a department like the Department of Civil Rights. They've already defunded and dismantled the Civil Rights Division within the Department of Justice. Now, theoretically, cities, states, counties can set up their own bodies and their own commissions. However, if it becomes illegal, and this is where I'm dying to talk to an attorney, can the president make black studies illegal? Can the president make black student unions or black frats and sororities? Can they make them illegal? Can they make the gay fraternities and sororities illegal by executive order? It seems, it certainly seems problematic in terms of our civil rights, but now we're in a different playbook. We're in the playbook of, like I said the other day, it's not even Jim Crow, because in Jim Crow, they left you alone to go have your own Negro League, your black-owned bank. They left you alone to build a Black Wall Street until they decided to burn it down. But in this era, this new Republican Party doesn't want you included in their stuff, and they do not want to leave you in peace to have your own. No, you cannot have scholarships for black people or Latino people or, other BIPOC people. I'm talking about black because that's what I track. It's not the only thing I track, but it's my priority. Okay. So this Jim Crow 2.0 is much worse. I mean, yeah, I get that we've made strides. I get that. In some ways, we won't go back. But in this sense, this Jim Crow 2.0 is much worse because they will not even let you do for self. They will not even let you do for self. Honey Brown 24 says the Divine Nine is hosting a town hall next Tuesday. Not sure if it's open to the public, but I don't see how it won't be. Wasn't aware of that. Certainly makes sense. This would affect all fraternities and sororities. You say, well, we shall see. Because the default has always been inclusion of nothing but white males. And somehow that remains legal. So we'll see if it really impacts everyone. I feel like they find a way to make their stuff legal, to make exceptions for their stuff. The good news is we're not going to put up with this. Whether it's the Divine Nine having a town hall meeting or people, which I didn't realize when I cracked the mic on Monday, in all 50 states, there were protests for Not My President's Day. All 50 states. The good news is he can say that Ukraine started the war. They can lie out both sides of their neck. They can say that the judicial doesn't have power over the president. But people know better, and they are pushing back. And we are ready to, in the words of Pastor Eddie, to remember who the heck, well, he didn't say the heck, remember who we are. I'm giving call-in immunity right now. If you've called, you can call again. I want to talk ASAP Rocky and the justice system when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.